Hey choir kids, let's do a little bit of solfege review. But before we can do a review of solfege, we need to learn one of my favorite things called Singlish. So when you are talking to your friends, your normal speaking voice is perfectly adequate. It works fine, you're able to communicate just fine. But when you're singing, if you use the same voice you talk with, it won't be nearly as effective because when you're talking to your friends, you're super close to them, and you've practiced talking to people when you're not far away. But you're not very good, actually haven't done it a lot, talking or singing, because it's like the same thing, just longer, talking when you're trying to fill an entire auditorium full of space. If you use your regular speaking voice, when you're trying to sing, your audience will not be able to understand you because it's just a thing. Now, I can hear your brains crying out to me through the ether, but Mr. Shively, Beyonce doesn't use Singlish. Her voice sounds completely normal. She doesn't sound weird when she sings. That's correct. And that's because she uses a microphone. Because when you use a microphone, it just makes your voice louder, so it will fill all of the space you need to fill. But when you're trying to when you don't have a microphone and you're trying to fill a space, like we don't use microphones, you're going to have to change the way you speak a little bit. And that's totally fine. It's just a different way to learn to speak. Some of you already have multiple ways to speak, different languages. You might have different accents that you use at different times. You might use different language, like different words when you're talking to different people. It's just another form of what's called code switching. So we're going to teach you a new way to code switch today. So Singlish is two things. One, Singlish is super extra round vowels. So when you're talking, your vowels are probably kind of flat, and that's okay. That's instead of vowels being really round. So when you're talking with round vowels, it sounds more like this. Round vowels maybe might sound British, or there might feel like there's more space in your mouth when you are using them. Round vowels will make sure that even your deaf granny in the back row of the auditorium can understand what you are singing. But, see how my speaking voice is different than my Singlish voice? My speaking voice is fine. My Singlish voice is nice and round. But your brains are crying out to me again. Mr. Shively, your voice sounds ridiculous right now. That's a good thing. If it sounds ridiculous to you, that means it'll probably sound okay to your audience. But rounder vowels is only half of what makes Singlish Singlish. Because if you only use super round vowels, but consonants, the things that aren't vowels, the other letters, if they're the exact same, they won't make it to the back of the auditorium, and it'll just sound like mush to your audience. So we don't want to sound like mush. Instead, we want to supersize our consonants. So this is round vowels. This is round vowels and consonants. So it sounds extra ridiculous like this. However, know that one, we are all going to be doing this together at the same time, so we will all sound ridiculous together. And two, please know, I've told you before that I will never make you do anything silly, dumb, ridiculous, or stupid alone. I will always do it with you. So I am going to demonstrate what good Singlish sounds like on our solfege scale. I'm going to speak our solfege scale, and then I'm going to sing it. The first time I speak it is me, and then you should go back, rewind, and speak it with me. Same with the singing. I will sing it once, and then you come back and sing it with me. You're going to be great. Here's what it sounds like with beautiful Singlish, with great hand signs, and the hand signs are on the right place in your body. So, we're starting with do, then we have re, and if you can roll your R's, you roll those R's, honey. Re, and then mi. Next is fa, not fa, fa. Next is sol. Next is la. I'm going to have to lean back so you can see them all, but you keep your good posture the whole time. La. Then ti. And then high, do. All of those vowels were super round and there was extra consonants the whole time. It sounded absolutely ridiculous and it was perfect. If you haven't yet, go back, rewind, and do it with me this time. If you have, we're going to sing it. So, if you were to sing with beautiful tall Singlish, it will sound like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Voice cracks happen. It's totally okay. Let's go from the top back down. Do, the end. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. If you haven't done it yet, go back, rewind, and sing it with me. If you have officially just reviewed Solfege, and you are awesome. So, go forth and be awesome.